We are here today with the Honorable James Conway, running for retention of Judge. Judge, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm James G. Conway, Jr. I'm a native of Mercer County. It's been my honor to serve as the resident circuit judge in this county of the 14th Circuit for a little over 8 years now, Jim.
And one of the things we've been looking at in all these candidates have been the amount of experience that our candidates have had. You're not exactly a candidate as you're just running for retention, but of course that's very important. But obviously your experience is going to be the biggest part of why people should be voting for you. Can you talk about your experience?
Yes. Unlike the legislative branch, the judicial branch doesn't address issues. And under Supreme Court Rule 68, of course, we can't predict a position or discuss any pending case. That's part of our oath. I have been an attorney and now a judge for 30 years. In the course of sitting as presiding judge in Mercer County Circuit Court, I have handled over 23,000 cases. In that regard, we conduct litigation in all 20 areas of the law in one courtroom. So I am handling felony matters, misdemeanor matters, juvenile cases, many traffic cases, divorce, child custody and visitation matters, child support matters, probate, tax cases, chancery cases including foreclosures and matters that are in court for injunctive relief, emergency and plenary orders of protection under the Domestic Violence Prevention Act, and all civil litigation including small claims cases and trials, Jim. There are 20 different areas that the clerks file cases under. I handle all of that as the judge who sits 98% of the time in Aledo, Mercer Circuit Court.
That's quite a wide breadth of information that you have obtained over these years. That also then is going to be important in how you decide the cases, don't you think? Well,
I am a generalist, and unlike some of my good colleagues, certainly in places like Cook County and the collar counties, or even in Rock Island County, I'm not just limited to one topic. I handle all the cases. I've got the background. I started as a legal aid lawyer, and unknown to me, that was some of the best training I could have. We handled forcible detainer, landlord-tenant cases frequently. With that background, I progressed in my 20-plus years as an attorney to handling not only numerous family law cases, but criminal litigation. And I'm experienced in all areas of criminal litigation work as a former defense attorney, from traffic all the way up to Class X felonies. Incidentally, I had the honor to serve as a law clerk for a Supreme Court justice in this state, and in that regard I got some experience which I hope I don't have to use, and that is handling many motions, post-conviction petitions, and appeal matters for persons sentenced to death. I have capital litigation experience, and we get retrained in that every 2 years.
Well, that's very interesting, because what we ask of any judge is to be fair. And how could a judge be fair if that judge doesn't have all the facts at hand?
Well, all of my colleagues, I'm confident, follow their oath, and they take it just as seriously as I take mine. So at the beginning of every case, a quality judge has no opinion as to the facts. I insist on due process and a fair and thorough hearing for every person or party that comes before me. And it may take a little more time, but that's what the job is all about. I hear and weigh all the admissible evidence in every case, and then I make findings of fact, and to those findings of fact, I apply the law as I understand it to be correctly. Then we come to a fair and impartial result. And that's my signature. That's what I try to do in every case, and we spend enough time to do so.
Part of the problem, of course, with being fair and even-handed and using your vast wealth of experience and knowledge is that you're not always going to come up with favorable decisions.
Well,
how do you handle that?
One party may feel that it's not a favorable decision, and that's inevitable. That goes with the territory. It is true, I don't sit on the bench to win a popularity contest, and I don't sit on the bench to win a popularity contest among attorneys. I call them as I see them on the facts, and I apply the law correctly. This has some interesting results. This has been a year in which judicial independence has come under attack. A Supreme Court justice is being targeted in this state to be unseated by certain special interest groups. In my case, I find that my record has been slightly distorted. An Illinois State Bar Association quote-unquote advisory poll was unfavorable to me. I have to say, Jim, that ruling fairly and impartially sometimes causes a person to rule against one side or the other. It's inevitable. Sometimes the attorney in that case may be disgruntled, and some of those attorneys may have taken that straw poll opportunity to anonymously retaliate for certain rulings. I do insist as well on preparation and attention to detail, and I know that there are some attorneys who don't like that either. So I feel that the recent poll result was skewed, and I would ask people to look at my record. I've handled over 23,000 cases. We try jury trials in this county. I have written over 49 lengthy opinions in those criminal, divorce, property, real estate, and small claims cases that merit the time and the explanation, and I'm happy to do that. That's one of the more gratifying tasks of the judge job.
Well, that's quite a resume, Judge, and I think that the voters are glad to hear you speak to these terms, because I think a lot of people don't understand what all is involved in a situation like that. Judicial
retention on the ballot as required in Illinois is one of the least understood parts of the voting process, and I would thank people for their attention to the requirement that a judge such as myself has to run in Mercer, Henry, Whiteside, and Rock Island counties and obtain 60% of the votes yes in order to continue to do this job, which is a very gratifying job as well as an honor to serve. And I would ask everyone that sees this video to please go to the bottom, complete your ballot, and vote yes for Judge Conway on November 2nd. Thank you, Jim.
Judge, thank you very much for talking with us.
All right.